Okay, so if you're like us, you've probably been waiting, maybe impatiently, for some real news about, well, TV's most wonderfully messed up family coming back.
And wow, did we get it? The confirmation wasn't just, a press release. It felt almost like an act of rebellion.
Totally fitting for Malcolm in the Middle, right? We're talking about the sequel series finally getting the green light, and our sources are buzzing about it.
Yeah, it's confirmed for a limited run, but the real kicker, the thing everyone jumped on, was how Frankie Muniz, Malcolm himself, basically broke the news.
Oh yeah, that photo. He just dropped this picture of himself, Justin Berfield, who played Reese, and Christopher Masterson, Francis, right from the set in Vancouver.
And the caption, he pretty much said, I was told not to post this yet, and then just, well, did it anyway.
It's perfect. It's like the ultimate Malcolm move. It felt like a direct nod to the whole show's vibe before we even get into the details.
Exactly. It just screams that theme song line, you're not the boss of me now. It kind of sets the stage perfectly.
It really does. It tells you this isn't just nostalgia, hopefully.
Yeah.
It feels like they're trying to recapture that specific spirit.
A spirit that defined, 7 seasons on Fox from 2000 to 2006?
And it wasn't just popular, it was smart. It got serious acclaim, a Peabody, 7 Emmys, even a Grammy for They Might Be Giants. People are invested.
Deeply invested. So that's our job today, right? We're going to dive into all the source info we have, pull out all the key stuff about this revival.
Get the cast, the characters, that big time jump, the actual title.
Yeah.
Everything we know about these 4 upcoming episodes.
Okay, let's start with the framework. The title seems like the right place to begin because it tells you a lot.
It does. The official title is Malcolm in the Middle. Life's Still Unfair.
Huh. I mean, come on, that's the first line of the theme song. It couldn't be more direct.
It signals right away that, okay, maybe they're older, maybe things have changed, but the fundamental hilarious misery, that's probably still there.
Exactly. That kind of dark, chaotic comedy was the whole point. So the basics. Sources confirm it's a 4-episode miniseries, limited run.
Commissioned by Disney Plus Ari, which is interesting. And Linwood Boomer, the original creator, he's back in charge.
Which is crucial. Production apparently wrapped up back in May, which feels promising.
Right, but we're still looking at 2026 for the actual debut on Disney Plus Stack. No specific date yet.
And the biggest thing, structurally speaking, is that time jump.
Huge jump. The story picks up, about 25 years after the finale ended?
A quarter of a century later. That's ambitious. Especially for just 4 episodes.
It makes that limited format feel incredibly pressurized, doesn't it? Like, how do you cram 25 years of life updates into, maybe 2 hours total?
Well, Muniz himself kind of touched on that. He mentioned it was tough fitting 20 years of stuff in 4 30-minute episodes.
Which suggests they can't really do slow burn plots. It's got to be more like snapshots, right?
Exactly. High-impact moments. Where are they now? What's the immediate conflict or the big emotional beat? It'll likely be dense.
Like catching up at a really intense, possibly disastrous family reunion.
Perfect analogy. And speaking of the family, the number of original actors coming back is pretty impressive. This isn't some reboot with a new cast.
No, the core is there.
Yeah.
You absolutely need Bryan Cranston and Jane Kaczmarek, Hal and Lois. They are the show's foundation.
The push and pull between Hal's inspired irresponsibility and Lois's sheer force of will, they're back.
Which is essential. But think about it 25 years later, they're grandparents now, presumably. How does that change their dynamic?
That's the question, isn't it? Their kids are adults, potentially parents themselves. Lois might have new targets for her. Unique brand of mothering.
Or new competition. And then you have the boys from that photo Muniz posted.
Right. Frankie Muniz as Malcolm, Justin Berfield as Reese, and Christopher Masterson as Francis, the original trio of chaos.
Seeing them together again, even just in that photo, was pretty great. But the sources say they didn't just stop at the immediate family.
No, and this is where you see they're really trying to rebuild that specific world. They got key supporting players back, too.
People who really define the texture of the original, like Stevie.
Yes. Craig Lamar Traylor is back as Stevie Carnarvon, Malcolm's best friend, which is a fantastic news.
And if Stevie's back,
then you need his dad. Gary Anthony Williams is returning as Abe Carnarvon. Their dynamic was always gold.
Absolutely. And who else? Piama is back.
Emmy Collegato as Piama, Francis's wife. Remember how she kind of managed to handle Francis? Her presence is important.
Definitely. And maybe the most delightfully painful return.
Has to be David Anthony Higgins as Craig Feldspar.
Lois's coworker from The Lucky Aide. Oh, man. His return basically guarantees Lois hasn't mellowed out.
Not one bit. It suggests her whole world, work and home, is probably still driving her nuts, which fits that life's still unfair title perfectly.
Okay, so the gang's mostly back together, but now we get to the tricky part. The changes. The recasting, the new faces.
Yeah, this is where it gets complicated and potentially emotional for longtime fans. The biggest one is Eric Pursullivan.
Dewey. He's not coming back.
No. Sources confirm he won't be reprising the role. Dewey, the sort of quiet, overlooked genius of the family.
That's a tough one. He was such a unique part of the mix. So who's playing Dewey now?
An actor named Caleb Ellsworth Clark is taking over the role. It's a significant change, no doubt.
But I guess the 25-year jump helps cushion that a bit. Dewey is a grown man now.
Exactly. It allows for that visual reset. Same goes for Jamie, the youngest brother from the finale.
Right, he was just a toddler then. Played by twins, James and Lucas Rodriguez.
Now he'll be played by Anthony Timpano. Again, emphasizing these kids are all adults now living their own lives.
And those lives seem like they're going to provide the big surprises Mina's hinted at, especially Malcolm's life.
It seems Malcolm, who always wanted to escape the family chaos, might have created some of his own.
He's a dad. The sources say he has a girlfriend, Tristan, played by Kiana Madera.
And they have a daughter named Leah, played by Keely Karsten. Think about that irony.
Oh, it's rich. The kid whose anthem was, "You're not the boss of me now," is now the boss. Or trying to be.
That's going to be fascinating to watch. But the family structure gets even more interesting, more modern.
Yeah, there's a new sibling?
Apparently so. A new youngest sibling named Kelly, played by Vaughn Murray. And the sources specifically mention Kelly is non-binary.
Wow. Okay. That's a really contemporary element to introduce into the Wilkerson dynamic.
It really is.
Yeah.
Think about Hal and Lois, especially Lois, navigating that. It brings the show right into the present day.
How does that kind of rigid, loud family structure deal with a more fluid, modern identity? It's a genuinely new challenge for them.
It forces the original characters to grapple with the culture instead of just being the subjects of it, you know.
Muniz seemed confident, though. He said fans will be very happy with what they came up with.
Suggesting they found a way to blend these new realities with that core, dysfunctional but loving family vibe.
So summing it all up for you listening, what do we actually have here?
We have a short, sharp shock of a revival. 4 episodes, 25 years later.
Most of the key players are back, which is huge for maintaining that specific comedic tone. But there's a major recast for Dewey.
And the original kids, they're adults now. Malcolm's a dad. There's a new non-binary sibling. The family looks different.
The whole appeal originally was watching these kids fight against their parents, their circumstances, just fighting to be in charge of their own lives.
And now that central theme, "You're not the boss of me now," it kind of flips, doesn't it?
It becomes cyclical. It was Malcolm railing against Lois and Hal. Now, maybe it's his own daughter railing against him.
It really taps into that idea of maybe being doomed to repeat your parents' patterns in that uniquely chaotic Wilkerson way.
So the final thought we want to leave you with is this. With Malcolm now a parent, and with a new, younger, non-binary sibling like Kelly in the mix, how does that defiant cry of "you're not the boss of me" now evolve?
Who's saying it now, and who are they saying it to? And maybe more importantly, who gets blamed when inevitably life's still unfair?
We'll just have to wait for 2026 to find out.